Think and Grow Rich versus the Age of Distraction. In this video, I'll be discussing Think and Grow Rich in relation to our current age of distraction. With today's digital landscape, we face more distractions than ever before. Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich in 1937, 88 years ago, and he likely couldn't have imagined the obstacles we face today. My goal is to analyze his principles and discuss how we can apply them in our modern digital world. Throughout this video, I'll share my personal protocols and systems for implementing each principle effectively. While I'll use content creation as a primary example, these principles and strategies can be adapted to any field, career, or lifestyle path you're pursuing. I'll be examining the 13 principles from Think and Grow Rich: desire, faith, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, power of the mastermind, sex transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense. Additionally, I'll cover the 6 ghosts of fear. Given the depth of content we'll be covering, I recommend taking notes and reviewing this video multiple times to fully absorb the material. Now let's dive in. So in today's fast-paced digital world, it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of distractions and short-term gratification. We're bombarded with notifications, trends, and the pressure to keep up with what everyone else is doing. But when was the last time you felt a deep, burning desire for something? I'm not talking about a fleeting wish or a superficial goal, but an all-consuming passion that drives you from within. See, true desire isn't about chasing likes, followers, or viral content. It's about staying committed to your vision, even when no one else understands or cares. When I started my own journey, people told me to focus on short videos and trending topics, but my heart was set on creating real value and making a lasting impact, even if it meant slower growth. The truth is, most people don't fail because they aim too low. They fail because they spread themselves too thin. They chase every shiny object that pops up on their feed, never fully committing to any one thing. But when you have a genuine burning desire, it becomes your North Star. It guides you through the distractions and keeps you focused on what really matters. If social media disappeared tomorrow, would your dream still drive you? Or would it vanish like a passing trend? To cultivate unstoppable desire in the digital age, you need to start by reconnecting with what truly lights you up inside. Not what gets the most views or engagement, but what makes you come alive. Here's how to check if your desire is real. Embrace yourself, this might sting. Grab your phone and check your screen time. Now ask yourself, how many hours did I spend feeding someone else's algorithm instead of my own desire? How many minutes did I waste watching others live their dreams while delaying my own? This means being willing to ignore the hustle culture, the overnight success story, and the constant pull of digital distractions. It means creating from a place of authenticity, even when the metrics aren't in your favor. Because real desire recognizes real value, and it doesn't need external validation to keep burning. So how do you protect and amplify your desire in a world that's constantly trying to drain it? By setting aside dedicated time each day to focus solely on your vision. During these desire hours, turn off your phone, shut out the noise, and pour your energy into creating something that matters. Remember, desire isn't just a feeling, it's a force. And like any force, it follows specific laws. The more you spread your desire across different goals, the weaker it becomes. That's why it's crucial to choose one thing and give it your all. True desire thrives under pressure and grows stronger in the face of adversity. Ultimately, the real test of desire isn't just what you're willing to do, it's what you're willing to sacrifice. In our digital age, that means being willing to post when no one's engaging, creating when metrics are low, and staying focused when trending topics try to pull you away. So ask yourself, is what you're building worth more than your next notification or like? Because true desire doesn't wait for validation, it creates its own momentum. It's not about wanting something badly, it's about becoming the person worthy of achieving it. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, be the one willing to play the long game, because genuine desire, the kind that changes lives, builds legacies, and transforms reality, can't be measured in clicks or followers. It's measured by the impact you make, the lives you touch, and the wisdom you share. So let your desire burn brightly, even when no one else can see it. Stay committed to your vision, even when the path gets tough. And trust that if you keep showing up and putting in the work, your desire will carry you to heights you never thought possible. Now, as cynicism gains ground, it's easy to lose sight of what real faith looks like. We're not talking about the kind of faith you show off on social media with hashtags and empty phrases. We're talking about the deep, unshakable belief that keeps you going when everything seems to be working against you. See, true faith isn't just blind optimism or wishful thinking. It's not about posting motivational quotes or jumping on the latest manifestation trend. It's a core conviction that goes beyond doubt and data, anchoring you to your purpose even when the world is telling you to quit. When I started my own journey with this channel, everyone was quick to tell me that long-form content was dead. They said nobody watches videos over 10 minutes and that I needed to make shorts to succeed, but I held on to something deeper, a belief that genuine wisdom and value would outlast fleeting trends. The truth is, we're living in the most cynical era in history. Social media often rewards criticism over creation, and algorithms tend to amplify doubt and fear. It seems like everyone has an opinion on why things won't work, and it's easy to get caught up in that negativity. But real faith, it's not about hashtags or external validation. It's the kind of faith that keeps you moving forward when your video gets 0 views, your post gets no engagement, and your metrics show no growth. It's the faith that sustains you when everyone around you says you're wasting your time. When I was working at a warehouse, I faced a choice: listen to the logical voice telling me to be realistic, or keep the faith in a vision that no one else could see. And that's where Napoleon Hill's teachings on faith hit differently in our digital age. Faith isn't just believing despite the evidence, it's believing despite the algorithms. To build unshakable faith in a cynical world, you need to understand what faith really is. It's not the absence of doubt, it's mastering doubt. Today, that means having faith when analytics tell you to quit, believing in your vision when metrics suggest you change direction, and trusting your path even when trends push you to pivot. It's about embracing personal conviction over external validation. When my videos were stuck with low views for months, I had a choice: delete them and switch to shorter content, or stay true to its value. I chose the latter, and eventually it hit over 100,000 views. Why? Because genuine faith recognizes true value, not just numbers. Modern faith is built on 3 pillars: evidence-based faith, algorithm-proof faith, and self-validated faith. Evidence-based faith is built on your small wins, moments where you made an impact, lives you've touched, and the wisdom you've gained. Algorithm-proof faith remains strong when views are low, engagement drops, metrics don't show growth, and trends say you're wrong. And self-validated faith comes from within, from your inner knowing, your personal experiences, and your own truth, not from external metrics. When I saw just one person deeply connect with a video, it reinforced my faith more than 1,000 superficial likes. Real faith isn't built on numbers, it's built on meaningful impact. So how do you strengthen your faith in a world that's constantly trying to shake it? By setting aside dedicated time each day to focus solely on your vision. During these faith hours, turn off your phone, shut out the noise, and pour your energy into creating something that matters, driven by your inner conviction. Remember, faith is like a muscle. It grows stronger every time it's tested. At present, your faith will face challenges from AI-generated content flooding platforms, constant algorithm changes, trend pressures, and an instant gratification culture. But true faith transcends all of that. It's the kind of faith that changes lives, builds legacies, and transforms reality. It's not measured in likes, views, or followers, but in the impact you make, the lives you touch, and the wisdom you share. So let your faith be your guiding light even when the path ahead is dark. Keep believing in your vision even when the world tells you it's impossible. And trust that if you stay true to your purpose and keep putting in the work, your faith will carry you to heights you never thought possible. Because in the end, real faith doesn't wait for validation. It creates its own momentum. It's the unwavering belief that what you're building matters, even if the whole world hasn't realized it yet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of faith that moves mountains. Now, amid non-stop digital temptations, it's easy to feel like your mind is being pulled in a million different directions. Social media algorithms, endless notifications, targeted content, and infinite scrolling. They're all vying for your attention, shaping your thoughts in ways you might not even realize. But here's the thing. Napoleon Hill understood something about autosuggestion that's more relevant today than ever before. You either program your mind or something else will. If you're not intentional about the thoughts you cultivate and the beliefs you hold, the digital world will be more than happy to do it for you. I experienced this firsthand when I noticed my own thoughts being molded by Instagram engagement metrics, YouTube analytics, follower counts, and platform algorithms. It was a wake-up call. I realized I needed to take back control of my mental programming. See, most people overlook the fact that in the digital age, every notification, every scroll, every like, is all a form of programming. But the question is, are they programming you for success or steering you toward distraction? To take back control of your mind, you need to be aware of what you're up against. Apps are designed to be addictive. Algorithms feed on your fears. Platforms profit from your attention, and systems weaken your mental resolve. It's a constant battle, but it's one you can win. Start by claiming your morning mental sovereignty. For the first 30 minutes of your day, stay away from your phone, metrics, and digital input. Instead, fill your mind with your chosen thoughts. Program your vision before the world sets its agenda. Set your intentions before diving into notifications. Throughout the day, practice pattern interruption. Every time you reach for your phone, pause and question why you're opening social media. Reflect before checking metrics. Ask yourself, am I programming my mind, or is it being programmed? When creating content, be conscious of your intentions. Is it coming from your deep wisdom or just trying to appease algorithms? Are you sharing truth or chasing trends? Are you programming success or feeding distraction? To maintain mental sovereignty in a hyper-connected world, establish a daily mental guard ritual. Start your morning with mind programming. Write down your core vision, state your deepest purpose, affirm your chosen path, and set your mental frequency. As you consume content throughout the day, set digital boundaries. Ask yourself if you're reinforcing your own programming or accepting someone else's. Choose your inputs carefully, set specific times for content consumption, and protect your mental space fiercely. When doubt creeps in with thoughts like, is this working or should I change direction? Activate your chosen programming. Remind yourself, I am creating lasting value. I am building something real. I am serving my true purpose. Today, the ultimate truth about mental programming is that your mind is a broadcasting station that never stops. The key isn't whether it's being programmed, it's what it's being programmed for. Conscious programming means recognizing that every thought is a seed, every scroll is a choice, every post is a program, and every interaction shapes your reality. Environmental programming involves curating your digital surroundings, turning off notifications, resetting feed algorithms, carefully selecting content, and protecting your mental space. But deep programming is where real transformation happens. It goes beyond surface affirmations, temporary motivation, and digital validation. It's about reconstructing your core beliefs from the inside out. In an age where everyone's trying to program your mind, the most powerful act is choosing your own programming. By taking control of your mental input, you can ensure that your mind works for you, not against you. So ask yourself, are you letting external forces shape your thoughts, or are you intentionally programming your mind for success? Because in the end, your mind is your most powerful tool. Make sure it's programmed the way you want it to be. Now, with so much data at our fingertips, it's easy to confuse access to data with true knowledge. We live in an age where AI can generate content, Google can provide instant answers, and apps offer shortcuts to learning. But having information at your fingertips isn't the same as possessing real specialized knowledge. When I began my journey studying consciousness and mind power, I had a choice. I could have taken the easy route, reading summaries, watching quick videos, or relying on AI to explain concepts, but I knew the true understanding doesn't come from surface level learning. I studied original text, applied the principles in my own life, lived the teachings, and tested every concept. It wasn't about just gathering information. It was about transforming that information into embodied wisdom. Napoleon Hill understood this crucial distinction. He knew that information alone isn't power. It's applied knowledge that holds the key to success. In an AI-driven world where everyone has access to the same data, The real differentiator is how you use that knowledge. To develop true specialized knowledge in the modern landscape, you need to prioritize depth over data. While others are content with quick summaries and surface understanding, you must dig deeper. Study the origins, test the principles, live the wisdom, and embody the knowledge. Transforming information into wisdom requires going beyond surface learning. It's not enough just to read about a concept. You need to live it. Don't just hear about a principle, test it. Don't just know something intellectually, prove it through experience. And don't just share knowledge, embody it in your actions. When I study these principles, I follow a process of integration. I test each concept personally, document real results, find modern applications, and create practical systems. It's about taking the knowledge from theory to practice, from idea to implementation. This is where most people fall short currently. They collect information but never apply it in real situations, test it under pressure, prove it through experience, or transform it into wisdom. As a result, many content creators end up regurgitating quotes, sharing surface level knowledge, or copying others' insights without developing real understanding. To maintain true depth in an age of shallow knowledge, I follow a wisdom development protocol. Every day, I spend an hour focused on deep study without distractions or shortcuts. It's pure concentration on principles and planning real applications. I've learned that real knowledge shows itself when theory meets reality, when principles face pressure, when concepts meet challenges, and when understanding faces resistance. Running Instagram ads and creating content has taught me that each principle must prove itself in real-world application, show measurable results, demonstrate practical value, and create tangible transformation. True specialized knowledge means you can explain a concept to anyone, apply it anywhere, prove it works, and teach it effectively. It's about owning the information, embodying the principles, proving the concepts, and demonstrating the results. When I create content for this channel, I don't just share information. I share tested principles, proven concepts, lived experiences, and real results. Every piece of knowledge must solve real problems, create actual outcomes, transform real situations, and prove its value. At this point in history, anyone can access information, but wisdom, that comes from application and experience. Information is everywhere, but knowledge is rare. Applied knowledge transforms lives and builds true expertise. True wisdom isn't about how much you know, it's about how you use what you know. It's about turning knowledge into real-world results, transforming theory into practice, and embodying the principles you learn. So ask yourself, are you just collecting information, or are you transforming it into real impactful knowledge? Are you content with surface understanding, or are you willing to deep dive and develop true specialized knowledge? Because in the end, real specialized knowledge is what sets you apart. It's what turns you from a passive consumer of information into a powerful creator of wisdom. And in a world filled with AI-generated content and surface-level learning, that depth of understanding is more valuable than ever. Now, as relentless streams of content vie for our attention, it's easy to lose touch with your own creative power. As people spend hours binge watching streaming services, scrolling through social media, and absorbing others' ideas, their imagination starts to fade. Their unique vision gets clouded, and original ideas never get a chance to flourish. When I was creating content, I faced similar crossroads. The easy route was to follow trending formats, copy what was already working, and stick to the established formula. But I knew that true creativity doesn't come from mimicking others, it comes from daring to imagine new possibilities. Napoleon Hill understood that your imagination is your direct line to infinite intelligence. In the current environment, that connection is being hijacked by algorithmic suggestions, trending templates, content formulas, and digital distractions. To reclaim your creative power, you need to take intentional steps to protect and nurture your imagination. Start by implementing a digital detox for creativity. Recognize that every hour you spend consuming is an hour you're not creating. I learned this lesson firsthand. Scrolling killed my creativity, and trending content clouded my unique ideas. Algorithms were shaping my thinking instead of my imagination. To counteract this, prioritize creation before consumption. Every morning, before you browse, observe, or absorb any content, take time to create. Generate ideas building something new, and let your imagination run free before exposing yourself to external influences. Protect your vision by carving out dedicated time and space for creativity. Your imagination needs protected time, a sacred creative space, digital silence, and the freedom to explore ideas without interruption. Create an environment that fosters unrestrained creative thinking and allows you to expand possibilities without limitations. Strengthen your imagination through daily practice. Engage in morning visualizations, spending 20 minutes on pure creative exploration before any digital input. When creating content, turn off notifications, embrace silence, and trust your creative instincts without second guessing. Treat your imagination like a muscle. Exercise it regularly through creative exercises, vision practice, idea generation, and possibility thinking. Be aware of the pitfalls of passive consumption. While people are busy consuming content, their creative muscles weaken, their unique vision dims, original ideas fade away, and imagination atrophies. To protect your creative power, set clear digital boundaries. Avoid social media before noon. Steer clear of content consumption during creation hours, and avoid trending topics during ideation. Cultivate creative power practices. Choose to create instead of just watching. Set trends instead of following them. Innovate instead of copying, and produce rather than just consume. Actively engage your imagination and turn your ideas into tangible outputs. Build unstoppable imagination through daily vision strengthening protocols. Practice future self-visualization, possibility expansion exercises, innovative solution generation, and unique perspective development. These habits will boost your creativity and help you maintain a distinctive viewpoint that sets your ideas apart. To transform imagination into real-world impact, follow the creation manifestation process. Every great achievement starts with a clear mental picture, detailed visualization, an emotional connection to the goal, and unwavering focus on the vision. Before launching this channel, I envisioned the videos in my mind, felt the impact they would have, and experienced the transformation internally before sharing it externally. Your imagination needs daily cultivation, consistent expression, and practical manifestation. Regularly feed your creative well with new ideas, share your thoughts consistently, and turn your imaginative concepts into tangible results. Every day ask yourself, am I building someone else's vision or am I manifesting my own? Am I following trends or am I creating new possibilities? Remember that great innovation started in the mind. Every transformative idea and powerful creation began as someone's imagination. Present day, most people are renting out their imagination to streaming services and social media platforms, but true creativity comes from within. Guard your creative space from the endless consumption of others' ideas. Apply and embody your knowledge by living and applying your imaginative concepts. Ask yourself, are you just consuming others' visions or are you actively creating your own? Because in the end, your imagination is your most powerful tool. Use it to build, innovate, and transform your reality. In a world filled with passive consumption, dare to be an active creator and let your imagination lead the way. Now, with technology offering us countless productivity tools, the true essence of strategic planning can become muddled in the noise. We're bombarded with endless options, each promising to be the key to unlocking our full potential. But among all the noise, true productivity often remains elusive. When I was building this channel, I discovered some important truths about organized planning. I realized that tools don't equal execution, apps don't spark action, and systems alone don't guarantee success. Planning is important, but it doesn't automatically lead to producing. Napoleon Hill understood something crucial about planning that's even more relevant in contemporary society. It's not about having the perfect system, it's about having a system you actually use. The key to turning plans into reality in a complicated world lies in simplicity and consistency. The execution protocol that truly works involves having one clear goal, 3 key actions, daily execution, and a weekly review. Building the lighthouse taught me that you don't need fancy apps or complex systems, just focused, consistent action and daily progress toward your vision. Most people fail because they overcomplicate their systems, get lost in endless planning tools, and chase perfect processes, but never actually take action. Instead, focus on what truly moves the needle, creates real progress, gets done, and produces tangible results. To maintain unstoppable execution momentum in a distracted age, start each day with the strategic action system. Define one major target, 3 supporting actions, clear success metrics, and an execution timeline. When I created my videos, I realized that no fancy project management or complex scheduling was needed, just a clear vision and consistent execution. Protect your progress by setting aside dedicated time blocks, turning off notifications during work periods, establishing clear boundaries, and creating distraction-free zones. While most people are busy organizing their Notion workspaces, setting up new productivity apps, and planning to plan, real achievers are taking direct action, creating actual content, building real value, and making daily progress. Each day should include the momentum guard protocol. Define success up front, track progress hourly, protect momentum fiercely, and measure results honestly. I built this channel by creating when others were planning, executing when others were organizing, producing when others were preparing, and moving when others were meeting. Every day needs a clear morning direction, protected execution time, progress measurement, and an evening review. Remember, while others are perfecting their systems, organizing their tools, and planning their plans, they're losing precious execution time. The key to true productivity is simple. Define what matters, do what matters, track what matters, and repeat what works. Ask yourself, are you just organizing for the sake of it, or are you taking real action towards your goals? In the end, true productivity isn't about having the perfect plan. It's about consistently executing the right actions that drive real results. It's about cutting through the noise, focusing on what truly matters, and making steady progress towards your vision, one day at a time. So don't get caught up in the endless pursuit of the perfect system. Instead, embrace simplicity, prioritize action, and stay committed to your goals. In a world filled with distractions and complications, the path to success is paved with clear focus, consistent execution, and a relentless drive to turn your plans into reality. Now, in an age of endless options and constant digital distractions, the power of decisive action has never been more critical. As Napoleon Hill understood, the speed of our success is directly proportional to the speed of our decisions. Yet, in today's time, most people find themselves drowning in choices, paralyzed by possibilities, overwhelmed by options, and stuck in a perpetual state of research and indecision. When I was building this channel, I faced a constant barrage of decisions about content format, platform choice, creation style, and direction focus. It would have been easy to get lost in the sea of options, forever weighing pros and cons, chasing trends, and second-guessing myself, but I realized that true success lies not in deliberation, but in decisive action. To cut through the noise and make powerful decisions in our option-flooded world, we need a decision mastery protocol. It starts with a simple 3-question filter. Does this serve my core mission? Will this move me forward? Is this aligned with my vision? By running every decision through this filter, we can quickly separate the essential from the extraneous. Next, we need an action trigger system. When I decided to create long-form videos, everyone told me to make them shorter. Data suggested keeping things brief, and trends pushed for quick, snackable content. But I made a decision based on core value delivery, real transformation potential, and true impact possibility. I stood firm in my conviction, even when it went against the grain. Most people let their choices be swayed by social media trends, others' opinions, market pressures, and the fear of missing out. But to maintain pure decision-making power, we need a decision sovereignty protocol. Every choice must pass through a set of clear decision filters, a vision alignment check, a value contribution test, an impact assessment, and a gut instinct verification. When faced with decisions about content direction, creative approach, channel focus, or time investment, I use a swift action system: quick assessment, clear decision, immediate action, and no looking back. Once the decision is made, I implement a commitment lock. No second guessing, no reverse engineering, no what if thinking, just full forward focus. In the modern era, the ability to decide quickly and commit fully is a true superpower. While others are endlessly researching, constantly comparing, and forever planning, the decisive are executing and advancing. They understand that perfect information is a myth and that action beats inaction every time. To cultivate this level of decisiveness, we must train our minds to see through the clutter, trust our instincts, and act with conviction. We must be willing to make tough calls even when they're unpopular. We must be ready to pivot when necessary, but never at the cost of our core values and vision. In a world that celebrates keeping options open, there's immense power in closing doors and burning boats. When we fully commit to a path, we free up mental energy, sharpen our focus, and accelerate our momentum. Decisions, even imperfect ones, propel us forward, while indecision keeps us stuck. So today, as you navigate the endless sea of choices, remember the power of decisive action. Run every option through your 3-question filter. Engage your action trigger system. Protect your choices with a decision sovereignty protocol, and execute with a swift action system and commitment lock. Don't let the fear of making the wrong choice paralyze you. The real wrong choice is not choosing at all. Embrace the power of decision, trust your vision, and boldly commit to the path that aligns with your deepest values and highest potential. In an age of infinite options, it's the ability to decide swiftly, execute relentlessly, and course correct confidently that will set you apart. Make the decision, take the action, and trust that your purposeful, decisive actions will lead you to remarkable success. The speed of your success depends on it. Now, as viral hacks and instant gratification captivate our culture, it's easy to forget that real achievement still requires good old-fashioned persistence. While everyone else is chasing the next big trend or looking for a quick win, true success is built on a foundation of sustained effort, consistent action, unwavering focus, and daily grit. When I think about my own journey with this channel, I'm reminded of the power of persistence. For 6 to 8 months, my videos gained virtually no traction, engagement was minimal, and there were no signs of immediate success. But I kept going, fueled by a persistent belief in the value of the content I was creating. Maintaining unstoppable persistence in a culture that prioritizes quick wins isn't easy, but it's absolutely essential. To keep your persistence strong when everyone else is giving up, start with a daily recommitment practice. Every morning, remind yourself that success is the result of your accumulated effort, that growth takes time, that impact requires patience, and that real results compound over time. During those tough months of low views, I had to rely on a motivation protection system. I kept creating, maintained the quality of my content, trusted the process, and stayed focused on my goals. I reminded myself that views don't validate value, numbers don't determine worth, metrics don't measure true impact, and that time ultimately reveals truth. Most people quit because they want instant results, constant validation, quick wins, and lack deep conviction in what they're doing. But you can stay persistent by focusing on long-term vision, recognizing daily victories, and protecting your persistence at all costs. Real persistence isn't about blindly pushing forward, ignoring feedback, refusing to adapt, or being stubbornly resistant to change. It's about recognizing small wins, acknowledging progress, building momentum, and maintaining direction. When others quit because views are low, engagement drops, growth seems slow, or results take time, you must double down on value, increase your effort, strengthen your resolve, and deepen your commitment. To turn persistence into unstoppable momentum, focus on daily progress anchoring. Every day, prioritize forward movement, value creation, skill building, and vision advancement. During my own journey, especially those long warehouse nights, I studied while others slept, created while others consumed, built while others browsed, and advanced while others waited. Your persistence needs daily nurturing through morning recommitment, midday reinforcement, evening review, and constant protection. Remember that every overnight success took years of hard work. Every viral moment had countless attempts behind it. Every breakthrough required persistence, and every victory demanded consistency. Under current conditions, persistence isn't just about not quitting, it's about maintaining quality, focus, and conviction when everything around you pushes for quick, shallow results. Ask yourself, are you sticking with your goals through the tough times, or are you looking for the next easy win? Because in the end, true persistence is what transforms dreams into reality. It's the relentless drive that keeps you moving forward, no matter the obstacle in your way. While others are chasing quick fixes and fleeting success, your unwavering persistence will set you apart. Stay committed to your vision, Keep pushing through the challenges and watch as your consistent efforts turn into lasting success. In a world that celebrates instant gratification, be the one who embraces the power of persistence. Stay the course, trust the process, and know that your unwavering commitment to your goals will ultimately lead you to the success you desire. While others fade away in search of the next big thing, your persistence will ensure that you stand the test of time and achieve results that truly matter. Now, although social media can give the illusion of connectivity, it's easy to confuse a large social media following or a bustling online community with genuine connection and collaboration. We often mistake quantity for quality, believing that the more people we have in our networks, the more powerful and successful we'll be. But true power doesn't come from surface level interactions. It comes from deep, meaningful alliances that push us to grow and achieve more than we ever could alone. When I was building this channel, I learned some important lessons about the power of Mastermind. I realized that followers aren't allies, connections aren't collaborators, groups aren't masterminds, and networking isn't the same as building authentic relationships. Real power comes from cultivating genuine partnerships with individuals who share your values, complement your strengths, and are truly committed to your collective success. To create powerful alliances that truly elevate you in your projects, start by focusing on alliance quality filtering. Seek out individuals who share your core values, bring diverse skills to the table, are genuinely dedicated to the group's success, and are ready to take action and implement ideas. Move beyond surface networking and engage in deep collaboration, mutual growth, and shared vision. While others are busy joining endless Discord servers, collecting LinkedIn connections, and gathering social media followers, you should focus on creating real alliances, building genuine partnerships, developing true collaboration, and fostering authentic growth. Form bonds with individuals who genuinely support your mission, work together on projects that matter, and encourage and uplift each other's progress. To cultivate true mastermind energy today, follow the Alliance Power Protocol. Unite around shared higher purpose. Ensure that every member brings and gains value. Schedule consistent, meaningful interactions and keep the group's efforts aligned with continuous growth and development. Prioritize actions that make a tangible difference. Challenge each other's thinking. Elevate each other's vision. And use the group's collective strength to overcome individual limitations. Hold regular focused meetings with clear agendas, tackle challenges together, share knowledge and insights freely, and align the group's efforts towards unified goals. Remember that quality trumps quantity. Focus on building a small group of dedicated, like-minded individuals rather than amassing a large number of superficial connections. In our digital age, anyone can join a group, network online, and collect connections. But few can build real power alliances that drive meaningful success. Invest time and effort into nurturing relationships that offer mutual support and growth. Ensure that everyone in the mastermind is aligned with the group's core mission, and move beyond discussion to implement ideas and projects that have real impact. Ask yourself, are your online connections fostering genuine growth and collaboration, or are they just adding to your follower count? Because in the end, the true power of a mastermind lies in its ability to create deep, meaningful alliances that drive real, lasting success. While others are busy collecting followers and joining endless groups, focus on building authentic relationships that empower you and your peers to achieve extraordinary things together. Embrace the true essence of a mastermind and watch your collective power transform your reality. Seek out individuals who challenge you to grow, who support your vision, and who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work alongside you. Cultivate an environment of trust, transparency, and mutual respect where ideas can flourish and real progress can be made. In a world that often prioritizes quantity over quality, be the one who dares to go deeper. Invest in relationships that matter, collaborate on projects that make a difference, and leverage the collective wisdom and strength of your mastermind to achieve goals that once seemed impossible. Remember, the true power of a mastermind lies not in the number of connections you have, but in the depth and authenticity of those relationships. When you surround yourself with individuals who share your passion, your values, and your commitment to growth, there's no limit to what you can achieve together. So don't get caught up in the digital noise of shallow networking and superficial connections. Instead, focus on building a power alliance of like-minded individuals who will push you, support you, and help you transform your dreams into reality. That is the true essence of a mastermind in 2025 and beyond. Now, today, in a world brimming with digital distractions and fleeting trends, lies the opportunity to master one of humanity's most potent forces, the art of sex transmutation. Napoleon Hill identified this principle as the ability to channel the immense creative energy tied to sexual desire into higher achievements, a concept more critical now than ever before. Hill articulated that the desire for sexual expression is not only natural but also the most potent of all human drives. However, in our digital age, this energy is often diluted by endless social media scrolling, wasted on shallow pursuits, scattered across fleeting pleasures and distractions, and drained by constant digital stimulation. Hill observed, when driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. Harnessing this transformative energy demands focus and discipline, a shift from base urges to elevated intentions. In esoteric traditions, this creative sexual energy is viewed as the very life force that unifies body, mind, and spirit, an intense power that not only shapes physical existence, but also can elevate consciousness when properly directed. Throughout history, mystics and spiritual seekers have recognized its potential to bridge the mundane and the divine, illuminating pathways to heightened intuition, spiritual awakening, and profound inner growth. Eastern practices like Tantra, Kundalini Yoga, and Taoist Qigong all emphasize the cultivation and redirection of this life-giving force, often referred to as prana, chi, or kundalini. By consciously transmuting this sexual energy, practitioners have long believed that they can strengthen the body, clear emotional blockages, and open gateways to higher states of consciousness. Yet in our modern era, this energy is being monetized and manipulated at unprecedented levels, with entire industries built around tapping into and profiting from sexual impulses. Adult films, hypersexualized advertising, and social media algorithms all exploit our innate drive for sexual expression, continually bombarding us with suggestive imagery and content to capture attention. What was once revered in ancient cultures as a sacred transformative power now serves as a relentless stimulus feeding consumerism. This creates a perpetual loop of instant gratification and quick release, draining the vital essence that, if consciously preserved and transmuted, can fuel groundbreaking ideas, deepen self-mastery, and spark extraordinary achievements. The challenge is that many individuals remain unaware of how their energy is being siphoned or directed outside themselves, losing the creative spark that could transform their lives when safeguarded and nurtured. An especially pervasive issue is the easy access to both explicit content and what could be called softcore sexual imagery on social media. Algorithms push ever more provocative content in a bid to keep users engaged, and for those struggling with addiction, this environment can be a minefield of temptation. Overcoming this begins with conscious awareness, setting content filters, avoiding triggers, and creating strong boundaries, such as unfollowing accounts that exploit sexuality and limiting screen time when impulses are strongest. A supportive community or accountability partner can also provide invaluable encouragement and perspective. Therapy, mindfulness practices, and spiritual disciplines can all help individuals gradually rewire their relationship with sexual desire, turning a cycle of addiction into a journey of self-mastery. By acknowledging the power of these impulses and dedicating them to higher, more meaningful aims, one can break free from dependency and harness the hidden reservoirs of creativity, willpower, and vitality they hold. Compounding this issue is the rise of dating apps and hookup culture, which encourage quick matches, superficial connections, and impulsive flings. The constant pursuit of the next swipe or fleeting encounter fosters a mindset of instant gratification rather than true intimacy or self-discovery. Like other digital temptations, these platforms can scatter sexual energy by anchoring desire in momentary thrills rather than deeper, more meaningful connections or creative pursuits. To counteract these cultural forces, One powerful step is to recognize the immense value of conserving sexual energy and fostering genuine relationships. Rather than giving into superficial, short-lived encounters, we can cultivate deeper connections built on authentic communication, empathy, and mutual growth. By setting boundaries around sexual impulses, limiting mindless swiping, for instance, and replacing them with intentional activities like creative work, regular exercise, or contemplative practices, we strengthen our capacity for self-control and preserve this vital life force. When individuals choose to channel their sexual energy into emotionally meaningful bonds or significant creative projects, they begin transforming base impulses into heightened passions, motivation, and personal development. In today's hyper-stimulating environment, consciously directing this energy toward genuine connection and purposeful endeavors safeguards it from exploitation while fueling tangible achievements in all areas of life. The energy of sex transmutation holds three transformative potentials: the perpetuation of mankind, the maintenance of health, and the transformation of mediocrity into genius. By directing this energy toward constructive purposes, it becomes a force for creation, innovation, and achievement. For instance, when creating my videos and art, I experienced firsthand how transmuting this energy into creative effort unlocks higher levels of focus and ingenuity. Many today are leaking their creative energy unknowingly. Social media drains mental clarity and motivation. Constant consumption diminishes originality. Mindless scrolling scatters attention and focus. To reclaim this force, one must consciously protect, direct, and harness it. He'll simplify this concept. Sex transmutation means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. In today's context, it involves converting impulses to scroll or consume into moments of creation, transforming fleeting desires into disciplined efforts, and channeling scattered attention into purposeful focus. Every moment spent in mindless consumption is a lost opportunity for creation. Browsing social media aimlessly, engaging with distractions that offer no value, and allowing external noise to dictate internal focus each drains the energy that could otherwise build a vision, legacy, or impactful reality. Protect your mornings and prime your mind. No social media before creation, no consumption before production, and no input before output. Morning energy is sacred. Guard it fiercely and use it to create value. By mastering this principle, one can enhance imagination, sharpen thinking, and achieve greatness. The path to mastery involves redirecting base impulses to shift the desire for instant gratification into focused, meaningful work, focusing creative energy to fuel projects, inspire ideas, and manifest visions, and maintaining discipline to build habits that protect and nurture this vital force. The principle of sex transmutation isn't just about redirecting energy, it's about unlocking your highest creative potential. Today, while countless individuals let their power slip away in digital distractions, you can rise above by mastering this transformative force. Ask yourself, are you letting your creative energy scatter into fleeting pleasures, or are you channeling it into meaningful creation and lasting impact? By embracing and mastering the art of sex transmutation, you gain access to a limitless wellspring of energy, capable of fueling extraordinary achievements. Let this be the foundation of your journey toward genius and transformation. Now, as technology permeates nearly every moment of our lives, the subconscious mind remains a powerful yet often underestimated force. As Napoleon Hill understood, our subconscious is our direct connection to infinite intelligence, constantly absorbing and responding to the inputs we feed it. However, in modern society, we face a new challenge: algorithms, social media, and digital platforms all vying to program our minds before we even have a chance to consciously direct our own thoughts. Every notification, every scroll, every like, and every interaction is shaping our subconscious, often without our awareness. The first thing we engage with in the morning isn't just a way to pass time, it's programming our mind for the entire day ahead. If we're not careful, we risk letting technology hijack our mental patterns and dictate our desires, rather than intentionally guiding our own subconscious towards our true goals. To take control of our subconscious programming, we need a mental sovereignty protocol. First, We must understand the stakes. In a world where digital inputs are constant, every bit of content we consume is conditioning our mind. We need to protect our mental space, especially in the morning, by setting our own intentions and direction before exposing ourselves to external influences. This means taking a conscious programming approach. Rather than waking up and immediately scrolling, checking notifications, or starting with distractions, we need to give our subconscious clear signals aligned with our purpose. We must code our own achievement path and install our own success vision before letting algorithms decide for us. Maintaining complete mental sovereignty requires a subconscious protection system. We must treat our first waking hour as sacred programming time, refusing to let social media or other people's agendas dictate our thoughts. When creating content that resonates deeply, I've found that protecting my morning mental space, programming my own success cues before any distractions, and coding my purpose before consuming any content is absolutely essential. To make our subconscious our ultimate ally, we need a subconscious alliance protocol. This involves deep mind programming, consciously directing our focus and installing our own intentions before letting technology steer us in other directions. We must guard our mental space, protect our thought patterns, direct our inner dialogue, and control our daily inputs, recognizing that our subconscious accepts every image, thought, feeling, and bit of information as an instruction. While most people let apps, platforms, and algorithms shape their thoughts and desires, true power comes from self-directed programming, conscious mind control, intentional thought patterns, and fiercely protected mental space. We must give our subconscious clear commands, feel our desired outcomes with intensity, visualize our goals vividly, and maintain consistent focus, even in a world of constant digital noise. The ultimate truth about subconscious mastery is that every morning thought, daily action, mental input, and conscious choice must align with and support our deepest purpose. We must cultivate deep presence, recognizing that our subconscious is either working for us or being worked by others, either building our own vision or someone else's. In an age where everything competes for a spot in our subconscious, the most powerful act of mental sovereignty is choosing our own programming. We must ask ourselves, are we letting algorithms and digital distractions shape our thoughts, or are we intentionally directing our subconscious towards our true north? By taking control and programming our subconscious with intention, we tap into a wellspring of infinite intelligence and potential. We must use this powerful tool wisely, refusing to let technology hijack our mental energy, and instead consciously building the life we truly desire. The takeaway is clear. Guarding our subconscious and directing our own mental programming is the key to achieving our goals and creating our own reality. By fiercely protecting our mind and intentionally guiding our thoughts, we can rise above the digital noise and unlock our greatest potential. Our subconscious is our most powerful ally. It's up to us to use it wisely and well. Now, the power and potential of our brain is more important than ever to understand and protect. With attention spans dwindling and digital distractions multiplying, it's easy to let our mental faculties be fragmented, scattered, and constantly interrupted. However, as Napoleon Hill recognized, our brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for our thoughts, and its capacity for focus, clarity, processing, and creation is truly infinite if we can safeguard it from the endless noise. In today's age, notifications disrupt our thought patterns, apps splinter our focus, platforms disperse our attention, and technology interferes with our concentration. To unlock our brain's full potential, we must actively shield it from this digital fragmentation, creating space for deep focus, clear thinking, powerful processing, and boundless creativity. The key to maintaining peak mental performance in a distracted world lies in a brain mastery protocol. First, we must protect our mental clarity by guarding against information overload, blocking the assault of notifications, preventing digital fragmentation, and stopping attention theft. Our brain needs pure focus periods, time for thoughts to fully develop, space for ideas to take shape, and protection for creativity to flourish. While most people allow their brains to jump between apps, switch tasks constantly, scatter across platforms, and fragment their focus, real mental power comes from protected thought blocks, uninterrupted focus time, clear mental space, and directed brain energy. We must build our mental strength by creating these conditions for our brain to thrive. Implementing complete mental protection requires a daily brain power protocol. We must create a morning mental shield, dedicating the first 2 hours of our day to pure thought space, free from notifications, scattered attention, or fragmented focus. When we protect our brain power in this way, ideas flow naturally, insights come clearly, creativity peaks consistently, and understanding deepens organically. Our brain craves clear boundaries, protected spaces, focused periods, and uninterrupted time. Every notification we allow in interrupts our thought patterns, disrupts our creative flow, shatters our mental clarity, and drains our brain power. By providing our mind with sacred space, we transform mental clarity into an unstoppable creative force. We must understand our brain's true capacity, its incredible power to convert thoughts into their physical equivalent. In the digital age, this means recognizing that our thoughts create our reality, our focus shapes our world, and our concentration manifests tangible results. When we fully protect our mental space with a power protection system, creativity flows effortlessly, ideas emerge with stunning clarity, solutions appear readily, and understanding deepens automatically. We achieve true mental sovereignty by prioritizing sacred morning hours, protected creation time, clear thinking space, and uninterrupted focus periods. In an age where everything competes for our brain power, the most powerful act is protecting our mental space. By guarding our mind against constant digital intrusions, we reclaim our ability to think deeply, process fully, and create without limits. Remember, our brain is our greatest asset, an infinitely powerful tool capable of turning thoughts into reality, but it can only work its magic when we create the conditions for it to thrive. In the present era, as distractions reach new heights, our success and fulfillment will depend on our willingness to fiercely protect our mental space, harness our brain's full capacity, and direct our mind with intention and clarity. The choice is ours: to cave into the endless noise or to rise above it, unleashing the boundless potential of our fully focused, deeply creative, and truly sovereign mind. Now, we live in a world where artificial intelligence aims to anticipate your every need, predicting your choices, analyzing your data, and nudging your decisions. There's one thing machines can't replicate: human intuition. Napoleon Hill recognized this intangible insight as a powerful link to infinite intelligence. In the modern setting, as AI becomes more sophisticated, this sixth sense becomes your ultimate advantage. AI excels at analyzing vast amounts of data, spotting patterns in real time, and delivering calculated suggestions, but your sixth sense goes beyond all that. When you genuinely listen to your inner voice, you gain access to insights that transcend raw data, creative wisdom no machine can replicate, and a direct line to something bigger than numbers and code. In Hill's words, the sixth sense is that portion of the subconscious mind which has been referred to as the creative imagination. Your intuition taps into an intelligence AI can't touch. Modern technology often drowns out our inner knowing. Notifications, alerts, and constant online chatter can stifle the quiet voice that leads us to true wisdom. Despite the digital noise, cultivating your intuitive power is possible through deliberate practices. Hill taught, your sixth sense cannot function while you are dominated by fear, skepticism, or any negative emotion. Start each day in silence, creating space for inner guidance to emerge and allowing subtle intuitive nudges to surface. Real intuition emerges when we step back from the digital flood. He'll emphasize the importance of inner listening, stating, through the aid of the sixth sense, you will be warned of impending dangers in time to avoid them, and notified of opportunities in time to embrace them. To nurture this skill, dedicate time to daily reflection, stillness, and inward focus. Protecting your intuition in today means limiting mindless scrolling, reducing external noise, and guarding your mental space. Trust the subtle whispers of your intuition. Those soft hints often lead to profound breakthroughs. Hill described the sixth sense as the faculty that separates genius from the ordinary. Cultivate it by honoring daily quiet time, cherishing mental white space, and acting on intuitive hunches. In an era dominated by algorithms and AI, your sixth sense remains the one thing machines can't duplicate. While data-driven tech has its merits, it can never replace the magic of human insight. Ask yourself, are you giving your intuitive voice the respect and space it deserves, or are you handing over all your decision-making to the digital realm? Your sixth sense is your ultimate competitive edge. Nurture it, trust it, and watch it guide you to places no algorithm could ever predict. Now, we face a digital landscape that breeds new forms of fear Napoleon Hill could never have imagined. Social media anxiety, constant online comparison, and the pressure for virtual validation have created a culture where fear of missing out, FOMO, fear of judgment, fear of irrelevance, fear of disconnection, fear of obsolescence, and fear of being forgotten run rampant. While Hill identified poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death as the 6 basic fears holding people back from success, today these fears have evolved and intensified in the digital age. They're amplified by the constant exposure and connectivity of social media, magnified by the endless highlight reels of others' lives, and fueled by the incessant need for likes, comments, and followers. When I was creating content that eventually went viral, I had to confront these modern manifestations of fear head on. I faced the fear of criticism, judgment, failure, and rejection every time I hit post or publish. But I realized that true value, worth, and meaning don't come from views, likes, comments, or any other metric. They come from the courage to create and share authentically, vulnerably, and consistently, even in the face of uncertainty. To conquer the fears exacerbated by the digital landscape, we need a fear mastery protocol. First, we must understand that social media anxiety isn't real power, digital comparison isn't real value, online validation isn't real worth, and virtual judgment isn't real truth. These are just distorted perceptions magnified by the digital lens. Next, we need a fear elimination system. Every time we face the fear of criticism, judgment, failure, or rejection, we must remember that views don't determine value, likes don't measure worth, comments don't define truth, and metrics don't equal meaning. Our real power comes from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. To maintain fearless living in a digital age, we need a daily practice of fear transcendence. We must face each fear directly, examine each anxiety thoroughly, question each doubt completely, and challenge each worry systematically. Every time we post despite potential criticism, create despite possible judgment, share despite probable rejection, or build despite uncertain outcomes, we're developing real courage, true strength, inner power, and authentic confidence. Most people let fear stop their creation, halt their progress, block their growth, and prevent their success. But by understanding that social media fear is imagined, digital anxiety is created, online judgment is temporary, and virtual criticism is powerless, we can tap into a fearless state of creation. When we realize that real value comes from within, true worth isn't in metrics, authentic power transcends platforms, and genuine impact outlasts algorithms, we become immune to criticism, free from comparison, released from judgment, and liberated from validation seeking. Our daily practice must include creating despite doubt, building despite uncertainty, sharing despite criticism, and growing despite judgment. In an age of digital fear, the most powerful act is creating from a place of complete inner certainty. By applying Hill's timeless principles of desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, mastermind, sex transmutation, subconscious power, brain power, intuition, and fearlessness to the modern digital battleground, we can rise above the fears holding others back. While others consume, we create. While others scroll, we build. While others react, we direct. And while others follow, we lead. We stand apart not by succumbing to digital fears, but by embracing courage in the face of them. The question is, are you ready to conquer your fears, apply these principles, and build something extraordinary today and beyond? Because true power and fulfillment don't lie in the fleeting metrics of the digital world. They come from the courage to transcend fear, the determination to create despite obstacles, and the vision to make a genuine impact that stands the test of time.